Hey, what's going on, guys? Limitless back at you with another Titanfall 2 gameplay. And as I said in my last video, I wanted to kind of showcase another Titan. The last time I did the Ronin, and this time I wanted to do the Northstar. I kind of wanted to pick, a couple of the Titans first that not too many people use, as opposed to, Legion or the Tone or maybe even the Ions now picking up a little more popularity. I use the Northstar quite a bit. This gameplay is of Last Titan Standing. I play quite a bit of this game mode. I am nearly Gen 5, so I put quite a bit of time into this game already, and this is easily probably my most played game mode. A lot of my friends like to play this mode too, so normally we'll get into a big group and just, go ham on the enemy team majority of the games. Again, this time I wanted to choose the Northstar just to go over this Titan, just in case you guys are a little bit unfamiliar with how he works. He's simply a sniper Titan, plain and simple. He does quite a bit of damage. His main attack is, again, his sniper rifle, but you have the ability to charge his shot, which does a significant amount more than just a regular beam. His secondary attack is a missile that fires out and it explodes and does a little bit of cluster missile damage. It'll kind of do damage over a certain area, and that attack's okay. I feel like that attack does more against a pilot, because the pilots are a little bit harder to snipe, as opposed to using someone like the Ronin or even the Tone, where they can just pick them off and it does a little bit more area damage. Your sniper shot's got to be right on point to snipe pilots. So I like to use that secondary cluster missile as a normal attack against pilots, and I prefer to use my sniper rifle against the Titans. We lost that first round there, as you can see. I believe it was a 4v5 at the time, so we lost that, which was a little bit embarrassing. But this gameplay is pretty good. I got, I think, 11 kills in this and over 120,000 damage. The way you want to play your Northstar is pretty much like you would with any other sniper. You want to play him back. You want to just get chip shots in on the other Titans. Keep your distance. The downfall of the Titan is the fact that if you need to get away, he doesn't have as much defense options as opposed to the other Titans. He has this tether ability, which is another one of his abilities, where you throw a tether trap onto the ground, and if a Titan runs over it, he'll be tethered for a second, where he cannot move outside of a certain distance, which will allow you to escape. Now the setup I'm running on the Northstar is an extra dash to give myself a little more mobility, because when an enemy is tethered and you're still in the line of sight of that enemy, you can still take damage, and quite a bit of it, from that Titan. So you need to be able to move around these corners quickly. Like right here, I'm trying to get the hell out of the way. And having that extra dash, which brings me up to 3 dashes, is very nice. As opposed to my other specialist ability that I have on the Northstar, I'm using Viper thrusters, which gives me the ability to move quicker when I'm using my ultimate ability, which is where you jump up in the air and you fire a barrage of rockets. Why I use that is because when you're in the air, you are pretty much a target to just about everyone on the ground. And when you're in that ultimate ability, if you don't have Viper thrusters on, you move very, very slow. And by the time you even get the chance to use your ultimate ability, more than likely the enemy is going to kill you. You don't do enough damage with that last ability to be able to be effective. I find like his ultimate ability is probably the worst out of all the other Titans, and it doesn't do as much damage. You pretty much have to have most of the rockets hit your target for them to do significant damage to make them worth it. So that's why I put on Viper thrusters. I find it's a lot easier to use it, and you can get around the map and skate around if you are being sniped in the air. Like right here, you can see how fast I move with these things. Just in and out, in and out, in and out. So that makes the ultimate core ability a little better to use. As far as this map, I found like this is probably one of the best ones to use for the Northstar, because there's 3 lanes on the right side. From this side on the right side, it's a little more open, but the Northstar still has quite a bit of poke ability, which is nice. And right here, that's exactly what I was doing. You can see that Tone was AFK in the back, and I was able to pick him off and doom him just from where I was standing, and he was all the way in his spawn. So it works pretty well. The laning abilities. There's other maps, something like Homestead, where there's a lot more openness to it, but it's still so big that you're able to hide in your spawn and still get shots out. Again, this Northstar isn't best on every map, but if you have a good team to back you up, I have my buddy here playing with me. He was using the Ion and the Legion, trying to distract him while I got off pick shots. And that's the way I like to use them. Usually if I'm solo queuing for Last Titan Standing, I don't normally solo queue with this game mode, just because if you're facing a 3-stack or even a 5-stack, you're normally going to get demolished. There's just no way about it, because even the simplest strategies will devastate your team, especially if no one's communicating. Another thing about this game mode, if you guys haven't noticed, there are batteries placed on the mini-map. Some of them spawn right off the bat, and on other maps sometimes they don't. They take a while to spawn. Normally you want to play for positioning along those batteries, because if you get that battery before anyone else, you're going to have a significant health advantage. I mean, it gives you another bar, essentially, of health that allows you to get in more damage and take a little more damage to where you come out on top. Now there's 3 batteries on this map. I like to play this right side, just because you can right off the get-go see right there that the pilot, either he's going to get it or you're going to get it, and there are chances where you can go in and kind of snipe that pilot, and then you can cause their Titan to become an Auto Titan, which is essentially, it makes it a 4v5, because the Auto Titan, if you get killed by an Auto Titan, that's kind of bad. So right here, as you can see, the Northstar is very good for poking Scorch. Scorch doesn't do that well against Northstar, unless you have a lane where you just can't get sniper shots in. The Scorch up close will devastate you, but for the most part, you can keep the Scorch away. Your biggest issue is probably a Ronin, as right here, they will just come at you hard. They can also phase shift through your tether, which makes it harder to get away from them, which is why I'm saying the defensive options on the Northstar are kind of lackluster. Right there, you can see that the Ronin nearly took me out. I almost had, I think, 2 bars left, where the Ronin only had 1. The tone can also be a big problem for you when you're playing against a Northstar, because he has good lines of sight too, and his normal attack can hit you. And if you get a lock on, you cannot be in the way of his rocket clusters. You will get screwed by that. The other Titan's another Northstar. It's just a sniper on sniper battle. For the most part, I know my lines of sight pretty well on these maps to where I'll normally beat another Northstar, but there are times when I've lost one. Right here is a pretty cool 2-piece combo. I got an execution with the Northstar. Does not happen very often, and I actually like his execution model. It's just the way you play Northstar. If you get one against the enemy Titan, it's because you guys are bomb rushing their team. It's a 3v1 or something like that. You're just trying to get there first and get the kill. Other than that, you're normally not going to get too many executions with the Northstar. The Ion can be a problem for the Northstar. He has his laser shot, which will do pretty damn good damage to the Northstar. His regular attack isn't that effective, but he also has that shield, which can block your sniper shots, and it can be held up for a long time. Same thing with the Legion. The Legion has a pretty big shield on him, so when you're sniping him, you either have to hit him in the bottom right leg when he has his shield up, or just wait for that shield to go down and maybe get a couple of pick shots on the shield with a fully charged shot, just to down that shield so your teammates can get in there and do some damage. Other than that, the Northstar, again, I find very effective, especially if you have a team. I say give it a try. Even if you're soloing, man, just go ahead and give them a shot. I like the Sniper class Titan for this. It's something new. If you guys don't like playing black, or if you guys don't like playing back, then I would suggest maybe not using him, because there are other Titans that are a little more aggressive. The Ion, the Tone, the Ronin. If that's more your playstyle, then go for those. But if you want to try one of the Titans you haven't used before, and one of those is the Northstar, I highly suggest him. He's a lot of fun for me to play. Again, the only downside is his defense capabilities are essentially not there. This last clip is about to come to the end. It was a 3-3, and then we ended up winning. I got downed very quickly in that last round because I got flanked by a Ronin, but we still pulled out the victory. And again, right there, I pulled off 11 kills, 126,000 damage, which is a lot. So if that gives you any indication of how good the Northstar's poke is and how much damage you can get in to help your team, you should definitely use him. That's it for this video. Please leave a like and maybe subscribe if you guys are interested in seeing more content from me. Titanfall 2. I will be uploading other games when they come out that I want to play, maybe do some Let's Plays, but for now, that'll be it for this video, and again, I'll probably have another video up tomorrow, so if you guys enjoyed, please let me know in the comments so I can know that I should keep doing these videos. And then I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.